This call is now being recorded. Okay, once again, good afternoon, all. In the yesterday's lecture, we have started with our new subject, that is industrial engineering. So, in the yesterday lecture itself, we had discussion about the role of the industrial engineering in the various types of the industry or in the various types of the organizations, or wherever we are converting your raw material into the finished goods. So in such types of the industries, this concept of the industrial engineering, it plays very important role. And already, as I have told, in industry there are different types of the engineers are there. For example, the production engineer is there, then quality engineer is there, then research and development engineer is there, then design engineering is there. Similar to that only, the industrial engineer is also there in the industry, and that industrial engineering, it plays very important role in order to increase the productivity of that particular organization, and in addition to that, automatically the profit of that particular industry, it will get increases. So in the yesterday's lecture, we have discussed about the detailed syllabus. So the total 6 chapters are there for this particular subject. In the section number 1, 3 chapters are there, and in the section number 2, 3 chapters are there. So whatever the first chapter is there, as per our yesterday's discussion, that is introduction to industrial engineering. So yesterday we had discussion about the role of the industrial engineer. So the basic two scientists are there, that is F.W. Taylor and Gilbert. So these are the two scientists who has invented the concept of this particular industrial engineering, or whatever the standard techniques are there in order to eliminate some unnecessary operations, in order to measure the standard time, in order to do the modification in existing processes. If we have to go for the implementation of ergonomic concept in the industry, or some another important factors related to that chapters, that all the concepts are developed by this particular F.W. Taylor, which is who is one of the scientists, or who has invented the concept of the industrial engineering. And the one more scientist is there, that is Gilbert. He has also developed some of the concept. That concepts also we are going to discuss when our chapter 1 it will get start. So your chapter 1 is related to the introduction to industrial engineering. So in this particular chapter, once again we will discuss about the role of industrial engineering, their importance. Then as per the different categories, there are number of definitions are there for the industrial engineering. As per the number of outputs, the different definitions has been defined. Then we'll discuss about the objectives. So whatever the basic part is there related to this particular subject, once again we will discuss in this particular chapter number 1. Then as per the yesterday's discussion, your second chapter is related to the method study. So method means whatever the manufacturing process we are using to convert the raw material into the finished goods. So if I have to do the modification in that particular manufacturing process, or if I have to develop a new method for new manufacturing of the component, then that particular concept we are going to study in case of a method study, or in case of a chapter number 2. Also in that we are going to discuss some standard symbols. For example, we are performing the number of operations on the components. For example, drilling operation, milling operation, fishing operation. If I have to represent that all the operations by using the one of the symbol, then separate symbols are also developed in case of a industrial engineering concept. So that symbols are developed by the Gilbert. So through that particular symbol, our workers or the unskilled operators, they can easily understood that now which type of operations they have to perform. In between, sometimes in the manufacturing process, sometimes there may be the delay in the operation process. Why? Because sometimes there is a breakage of the tool in between. If that worker has to go for the drinking of the waters, if he has to go for washing the hands, also if there is a coolant problem, oil problem, at that time we have to stop that particular manufacturing processes. So the movement of that particular all the processes, it can be recorded in that particular method study concept. And if we will control all these particular parameters, automatically your productivity it will get increases. Therefore, in case of a industrial engineering concept, the integration of man, machine, and the material. It is very important. If man, machine, material, if these three sources are comes together, and if they are works effectively, then and then only your output it will get increases. If output is increases, then profit or productivity it will get also increases. Therefore, this man, machine, and the material, these are the three important resources which have to work together in effective manner. So related to the modification in the manufacturing process, or related to the development of new process, or related to the modification in existing process, that part we will discuss in the chapter number 2. Okay, then chapter number 3, as per our earlier discussion, ergonomic concept and industrial safety. Ergonomics means whatever the workstation is designed in the industry, that workstation it should be easily accessible to the all the workers. Workstation means there are different types of levers are provided to operate the machine. Some important knobs are provided, some important buttons are provided, then sitting arrangement provided to the worker or the operator, then table is provided to the worker, then different types of display devices provided in the industry. So all the such types of the devices it should be easily accessible to the worker. If any worker is facing problem to rotate any knob or to press any button, means it will create the fatigue to that particular worker. So in order to avoid all the such types of the fatigues to the worker, we have to apply the ergonomics concept in the designing of the industry. For example, you are doing the operation, for example the drilling operation, and during that drilling operation maximum amount of fatigue will be taking place due to that drilling machine. Means that particular operator facing problem to perform the drilling operation. So what we have to do, we have to make the proper arrangement in such way that that machine can be easily accessible to that particular worker, so he can perform that particular operation very easily without any fatigue or without any tension. Means whatever the workstation we are designing, that workstation it should be easily accessible to that particular worker. And that in that particular ergonomic concept, which points are considered? For example, different types of knobs, different types of the control units, different types of the levers, different types of switches, then their sitting arrangement, their related workstation, all these parts are considered in case of a ergonomic concept. Then in the same chapter, the second point is related to the industrial safety. Industrial safety means during the manufacturing processes there may be possibility of accident. So what happen? Sometimes the workers are keeping that particular machine on and he went for the drinking the water. But due to some faulty operation, immediately accident will get happen, and due to that accident, maybe some another issues will be arises. So in that chapter number 3, once again we will discuss about the basic definition of accident, then their causes, why accidents are happening, and if the accidents are happening again and again, what are their prevention. If we have to prevent that particular accidents at that time, if we have to prevent that particular accidents, then which type of prevents, which types of the remedies we have to carry in the industry. Okay, that parts we will discuss in the chapter number 3. In addition to that, as per the industrial labor organization, there is a one organization is there, Industrial Labor Organization or Indian Labor Organization. According to that organization or according to that particular norms, we have to carry out the work from that particular workers or the operators. Then in the chapter number 4, we will discuss about the work measurement. Work measurement means to calculate the standard time required for the number of operations. For example, on the component we are performing the 5 number of operations. So what is our requirement? We have to calculate amount of time required to each operation. For example, operation number 1, 5 minutes are required, second 5 minutes are required, like that. For to convert the raw material into the finished goods, if we require total 1 hour, that 1 hour we have to measure, means your chapter number 4, which is related to the work measurement. While calculating the standard time for any type of operations, we have to consider some types of allowances. The allowance should be provided in the operation processes. Allowance means if any worker, if he has to go for drinking the water, if he has to go for the washing the hands, sometimes there may be possibility of tool breakage. Sometimes there is a possibility to change the tool, to change the coolant, to change the oil. So like that circumstances, it will be happen in the operation process. So to do such types of the activities, the allowances are provided. Therefore, if I have to calculate the total standard time, so the total standard time is equal to basic time plus allowance. Basic time means the time required to perform the operations only, and plus your allowance means the amount of time is required to drink the water, for the washing the hands, change the coolant, change the oil, etc. Like that activities we have to perform in the allowance. Then chapter number 5, facility location and the plant layout. If I have to start a new industry, first of all, I have to focus on the locations. But while selecting the locations, we have to apply some internal factor and the external factor. Internal factor in the sense, your requirement of operators, then requirement of machines, requirement of raw material, then requirement of capital investment. All these particular parts are comes under the internal factors. We can easily manage such types of the factors. But external factor means we have to take the permission from the governments, then we have to take the permission from that particular local corporation areas. Then if I have to use some natural resources, at that time also I have to take the permission from the governments. So such types of the external factors we have to consider while selecting the location for the new plant. And after the selection of location, we have to focus on the layout, product layout or plant layout. Okay, which type of layout I have to follow, whether I have to go for the process layout, whether I have to go for the product layout, or whether I have to go for the fixed position layout. Because whatever the layout we are designing, according to that particular layout, we have to manufacture the component. And in that particular layout, the movement of the components are taking place from one place to the another place. Sometimes the movement of workers are also taking place from one machine to the second machine to the third machine. So all these particular movements are recorded, all these particular movements are designed in case of a plant layout design, that we will discuss in the chapter number 5. And the last chapter related to the job evaluation and merit rating. Job evaluation means once your final product is ready, and after conducting the number of trials on that particular product, we have to go for the job evaluation. So in that, we are going to do the job analysis, we are performing the number of tests, then we are going to describe what is the use of that particular job, or what is the use of that particular product, what are its application, what is its working condition. That we will discuss in the job evaluation. And after that, according to the performance of that particular new product, we have to give the ratings. Ratings in the sense, rating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that rating we have to give. Similarly, we have to give the rating to the workers also, because so many operators, so many workers, they are working on that particular workstation. Some workers are doing their job very sincerely, sometimes they are doing the overtimes. So for such types of the workers, we have to provide the ratings as well as special wages. That means if we are doing the overtime work, at that time, that additional salary, it will be given to you. So such types of the facilities, such type of ratings, it should be given to that particular workers. Therefore, due to such types of facilities, that workers can do the work without any tension and with maximum profit to the industry. So like that, this is the overview. Just I want to repeat, yesterday's we had discussion about the total syllabus, but just for your understanding, because maybe some new students are joining this particular lecture from today's, so for them, just now I have repeated all the syllabus and which types of contents we have to cover in this particular total syllabus, that is industrial engineering. Now we'll start with our chapter number 1, that is introduction to the industrial engineering. So what is meant by the industrial engineering, that we will discuss. Now this is the content which we have to cover in this particular chapter. Just now I have explained, that is we have to define the definition of IE, then the meaning of industrial engineering, then contribution of the scientists, that is F.W. Taylor and that Gilbert. He has contributed more in order to develop all the concepts, all the techniques in case of a industrial engineering. Then basic objectives of IE, that is industrial engineering. Then we will discuss about the productivity. So why productivity factor we have to consider in the concept of industrial engineering. Then we will discuss about their definitions, factors affecting on the productivity. If I have to increase the productivity, which factors I have to consider in the industry? If the productivity is less, on which type of techniques or on which types of factors I have to focus in order to increase the productivity. So this is the way to improve the productivity. Then we'll discuss about the second part of this particular chapter, work study. Work study, it is a combination of two types, that is method study and the work measurement. Just now we have discussed method study means to eliminate the unnecessary operation and select the best method. To eliminate the unnecessary operation from the manufacturing processes, and from that we have to develop the new and best method. That concept is called as a method study. And the work study means to measure the standard time required to perform the operation. If I have developed a new method, so for this particular new method I have to calculate the time required to perform the operation. That means once the new method is developed, for that new method I have to calculate the standard time. That part also we'll discuss in this particular concept, that is work study. And also their important steps are there. Then relation of the work study with work simplification, human relation, what is the use, what is the basic contribution of humans in case of that particular work study and method study concept. That also we will discuss in this particular chapter number 1. Now we'll start with the introduction to the industrial engineering. So there are so many definitions, there are so many concepts are there in case of industrial engineering. So these are the points I have highlighted here. Through that particular points, we can easily understood that what is the role of IE in the industry. Now, what is the first point? If I will read, it is the branch of engineering which deals with optimization of complex processes and the systems. It is the branch of engineering, or it is the branch of science which deals with optimization of complex processes. So what happened? While performing the number of operations, all while converting the raw material into the finished goods, so many processes are there, and that particular raw material is converted into the finished goods, no problem. But it is enters from the different complex processes. Means, for example, on the workstation number 1, if I have to perform the drilling operation, so drilling operation is from the component is moving to the next workstation for another operation. Second operation is also over. If that component is again coming back to the workstation number 1 for the drilling operation, means your production time is increasing. That means 2 times your component is coming to the workstation number 1. This is the unnecessary which is happening in the operation processes. So such types of the complex processes and such types of the systems are available in the industry. So at that time, this industrial engineer or the concept of industrial engineering, if I will apply to that particular industry, there may be some optimization. So what happened? Whatever the complex processes are present, whatever the unnecessary operations are present, or maybe sometimes there is a repetitive movement of that component, moving to the second operation, again coming back to the first operation, again moving to the second operation, third operation, again that component is coming to the workstation number 1. That means repetitive movement is taking place. So due to that particular repetitive movements, there is a complex processes and the complex systems. So after applying the concept of IE, I can go for the optimization. That means in minimum number of movements without any repetitions, I can convert that particular raw material into the finished goods. So for that purpose, this is one of the tool. Which tool? Industrial engineering or their techniques I can apply to that particular process. So there may be some optimization, and after application of it, that IE is concerned with designing the effective system. So your industrial engineering, it is concerned with designing of the effective system. Now previous one, optimization of complex process and system, means already process is developed, means we are working on the existing process. In the point number 1, in which one? Optimization of complex process or system, means here we are working on the existing process, the process which is already developed, which is already exist. On that particular process, if we will work, then we can say that optimization of the complex process. But what is the second point? the industrial engineering is concerned with designing the effective system. For example, if I have to manufacture the new material, or if I have to manufacture the new product, so if new product I have to go for the manufacturing, at that time I have to design the new system or the new manufacturing process. So while designing such types of the effective system, while designing itself, if I will apply the concept of IE, at that time whatever your system will be developed, that system will be developed effectively, and also it will also works effectively. Sometimes what happen in the industry, that industry is developing the new system. Sometimes it will convert some of the products, but afterwards it has been observed that that system is so much complex, it is taking maximum production cost, it is taking so much delay, there is a repetitive operations. Such types of the situations are happening after developing the industry. But before that, if while designing the new system only, if I will apply this particular concept of IE before designing the new manufacturing process, automatically there is a less chances to avoid the repetitive movements or the complex processes. Therefore, this concept of industrial engineering, it is applicable for the existing processes also, as well as it is applicable for designing new effective systems also. Then the second point is concerned with developing the best process with the purpose of integrating people, machine, material, resources for improvement in the organization. So wherever we are applying this particular IE concept, at that time, the integration of man, machine, and material. These are the three important resources. Out of this particular three, if any one resource is missing, it is not possible to go for the conversion of raw material into the finished goods, or it is not possible to improve the productivity. If workers are not there, it is not possible to perform the operation. If standard machineries, additional equipments are not there, then it is not possible to convert the raw material into the finished goods. And obviously the important thing is that raw material, if raw material is not available, then it is not possible to obtain the finished goods. Therefore, in case of a industrial engineering concept, the integration of man, machine, material, it is very important. If all these particular three important resources are works together in the effective manner, then obviously there is a improvement in the organization. Improvement is taking place means in minimum resources, if I will obtain the maximum output, automatically your productivity, it will get increases, because productivity is equal to output upon input. If output increases, productivity is also increases. If productivity is increases, automatically there will be the profit to that particular respective organization. Therefore, the integration of man, machine, material is very important. If all these particular three resources are works together in effective manner, then there is a improvement in the organization. Then third one, the IE carry out some analysis to achieve the objectives of increasing the productivity and the profit. Just now we have discussed this particular industrial engineering, it carries some such types of the analysis due to which there is a increasing productivity and the profit. So if I have to increase the productivity, I have to focus maximum on the workers. So if the workers are not there, if the skilled operators are not there, if standard equipments are not available in the industry, the material resources are not available, obviously it affects on the productivity. If the productivity is decreases, automatically it will be affects on the profit of the organization. Therefore, these are the three important resources. If they are works together, automatically there is a improvement in the organization in the form of increasing productivity and the increasing profit. Okay, this is the third point. Then fourth point, to establish the methods for improving the operations and controlling the production to reduce the scrap. To establish the methods for improving the operations and controlling the production to reduce the scrap. So sometimes due to some faulty operations, or some machines are not working properly, or sometimes the skilled operators are not available in the industry. Some of the workers are there which are not having any knowledge to perform or to operate the any type of machine, and if we will provide such types of operators to operate the machine, obviously that operators will create the problem. If he is unable to handle the machine, automatically there may be possibility of accident, automatically there may be possibility of irregular operations. If irregular operations are taking place at that time, automatically whatever products we are developing, it will be considered under the scrap. And due to that irregular operations, due to that unskilled operators, there is a increase in production cost. Unnecessary, if the operation cost is increases, for which operation, if that machine is taking the maximum time, many times the machines are not working properly, it will create the problems. Maybe there may be possibility of breakage of tool again and again. So such types of the different circumstances which will be occurred in the operation processes, and due to which whatever products we are developing, that products will be goes to the scrap, and due to that the production cost it will get increases. So if I will apply the concept of IE, that is, if I will provide the proper equipments, proper machineries, if I will provide the skilled operators to operate the standard machines, if I will provide the proper training to the operators, labors, then that operators, labors, they can work effectively, due to which your scrap it will get reduced and your production cost it will also get reduced. And obviously if scrap will get reduced and production cost it will get reduced, obviously it will be effects on the overall development of the organization. Therefore, in the reduction of scrap, in the reduction of operating cost, in that concept also your industrial engineering plays very important role. Then next, IE provides some special services to the production department. Production department, it is a department where your raw material is converted into the finished goods. Now here providing the special services means here we are providing the separate engineer. That engineer is called as a industrial engineer. So that industrial engineer has taken some special trainings related to the techniques of IE. That means what happens sometimes in the operating processes, your production time is more, sometimes your production cost is more. So in order to avoid such types of the difficulties, means if I have to reduce the production time, if I have to reduce the scrap, or if I have to reduce the total time required to that particular respective operations, at that time the industrial engineer it plays very important role. So that industrial engineer, he will apply their special knowledge to that respective process or to that particular respective system. Means the special service it will be provided to the production department. So that industrial engineers are available, they are applying their techniques, they are applying their knowledge, due to which your scrap it will get reduced, your production cost it will get reduced, and it will be effects on the overall development. So here the IE provides the special services to the production department, because the role of industrial engineer or the concept of this particular industrial engineering, it is maximum, it is applicable to the production department, because in the production department itself your raw material is converting into the finished goods, and in that location only, in the production department only, your workers, your man, then equipments, these three resources are working together. Okay, so it will provide the special services. Then it is concerned with the development, improvement, and implementation of integrated system of people, money, knowledge, information, equipment, energy, material, to specify, predict, and evaluate the result to be obtained from such system. Just now we have discussed. Here I have explained only three important resources, which are those: man, machine, and material. In addition to that, the money is also required, that is capital investment. Then some knowledge is also required. Knowledge in the sense, whatever the skilled operator we are providing, on that particular skilled operator, special supervisors are provided, then special engineers are provided, then special equipments, special energy, some standard materials. If all these particular input resources are works together, then there is a possibility of improvement in the system. So same points here I have repeated, but in addition to that, the integrated system of people, money, knowledge, information, equipment, energy, material to specify, predict, and evaluate the results. So if this all the resources are works together automatically, you can evaluate their result, and at the end there will be the development of the system. Okay, then next is the industrial engineer carry out such analysis in order to achieve the objectives of increasing the productivity and the profit. Just now I have explained what is the role of industrial engineer. That industrial engineer is having maximum amount of knowledge. He has also taken special trainings. Whatever the techniques of the industrial engineering are there, that techniques it will be applied to the manufacturing process through industrial engineer, and that engineer carries such types of analysis due to which there is a increase in productivity and the profit. That means role of industrial engineer, it is also very important to increase the productivity and the profit. Then next, industrial engineering is associated with organization structure, administration, administration techniques, and human problems. And at the same time, he has correlate the efficiency of system and the working group. The industrial engineering is associated with organization structure. So whatever the structure we are finalizing, in that also this I concept is applicable. Whatever administrative techniques are there, in that also this concept of I plays very important role. Then some human problems are also there. In that human problems also I plays very important role. Now here organization structure means which type of layout we are designing, that parts we are considering in the organization structure. So whatever administrative techniques are there, maybe administrative techniques means at the end, at the final stage, the workers are there, then laborers are there, then some skilled operators are there, after that supervisors are there, then manager is there. So like that, so many administrative techniques are there which we have to consider in the concept of industrial engineering. That means what happens sometimes, if the industrial engineer, if he is developing one technique, so it is not possible to apply that technique directly in the industry. So what we have to do, that engineer has to represent that particular new technique in front of management. Management will think on it. If that technique is properly accessible, it is profitable, then and then only that management will give the final decision that you have to apply this technique for the manufacture process. If that management will give the green signal, after that, that industrial engineer has to give the special training to that particular workers who are working on that particular new process. If training is not given and directly if I will say now work on this particular manufacturing process, it will create the problems. So after the green signal from the management, we have to give the special trainings, we have to give the proper explanation to the all the types of workers, laborers who are working on that particular new process, through which we can solve their problems also, and we can obtain the good process due to which it will be works in the effective manner. So this is about the basic introduction related to the industrial engineering. That means the first point we have discussed about the optimization of complex process or the optimization of existing process. Then designing of the effective system. If I have to develop a new system, at that time this IE plays very important role. Then integration of man, machine, material. These are the three important resources which are works together in effective manner. Then the IE plays very important role to increase the profit and the productivity. How it is to be increased, we have discussed. Then it also plays very important role to reduce the scrap, to reduce the operating cost. So automatically there is a overall development of the organization. Also this IE provides the special services to the production department. Why production department? I have explained, because this is the location only where the man, machine, and material, these three resources are works together. So at that location only, this IE means industrial engineer works as a supervisor, as a special services. Then in addition to that, another some important resources we have discussed related to the money, knowledge, information, energy, etc. Then industrial engineer carries such analysis that industrial engineer apply their knowledge, apply their techniques in such a way that automatically there is an increase in productivity and the profit. If industrial engineer is not there, maybe it will be affects on the profit, or maybe it will be affects on the productivity. If industrial engineer is apply their techniques, their knowledge in the processes, automatically there is an increase in productivity and the profit. And last point we have discussed, that I is associated with the organization structures, as well as it is associated with the administrative techniques, as well as it is associated with the human problems. Whatever the human problems are taking place, maybe some fatigue, so we have to apply the concept of ergonomics. Some maybe some accidents are happening in the industry, so we have to, as per the industrial labor organization, we have to provide some standard facilities, means we are solving the human problems. If all these particular issues we are solving, automatically we can work our system in the effective manner, or whatever your working group is there, that working group is also works in the effective manner. So this is the basic introduction to the industrial engineering, or the role of industrial engineering in the production department or in the industries. Okay, so this is related to the introduction part. Now if I have to define the definitions, so as per the different outputs, as per the different inputs, so the different definitions are there. So what will be the first definition? That is, the industrial engineering can be defined in various ways. So what will be the first definition? It is the branch of engineering which deals with creation and management of systems that integrate people, machine, material resources in the productive way. Whatever the parts we have discussed in earlier point, that is in the introduction to the industrial engineering, same point is repeated here in the form of definition. That is, it is the branch of engineering which deals with creation and management of system, in a creation and management of system that integrate people, machine, and material resources. So these are the three important resources. If these three resources are comes together, and if they are works in the effective manner, automatically there is a development, or there is a overall development of the organization, or it can be developed in the productive way. Then second definition is defined as, it is concerned with the efficient production, design method, analysis, planning of worker job, economical handling of raw materials and their flow through production process, and efficient control of inventory of the finished products. It is concerned with the efficient production. Efficient production means whatever the raw material is converted into the finished goods, and for that particular conversion, whatever the production line, whatever the manufacturing processes we have defined, that all the processes, that all the workstations should be worked in the efficient manner. Also some design methods are there. So during the designing, we have to apply this particular concept of industrial engineering, because if we are designing the new workstation, this is the workstation number 1, then workstation number 2, workstation number 3. So while designing that particular workstation also, this IE plays very important role. Then planning of workers job. Planning of workers job means the different workers are there, then different types of the operators are there. Some are the unskilled operator, some are the skilled operator. So where we have to provide the unskilled operator, where we have to provide the skilled operator, that also we have to decide. So in some of the applications, for example, if I have to move the raw material from one location to the another location, at that time the skilled operators are not required. If I have to move the raw material from one location to the another location, so the skilled operators are not required. But if I have to operate the standard machines like CNC, VMC, at that time I have to provide the skilled operator. Therefore, the planning of the workers' jobs, it is also taking place in this particular definition of IE. Then economical handling of the raw material. So whatever the material handling devices are there, for example, trolley is there, then tractors are there, different types of the material handling devices are there. That material handling devices also we have to provide in the industry. Some of the small components are there, but they are available in the mass quantity. So to avoid the move that particular small components from one location to the another locations, we have to provide the special trolley devices, or we have to provide the separate material handling devices. Due to that, that material can be easily moved from one location to the another location. Sometimes there are some heavy duty components are there. So to handle that particular heavy duty components, some standard cranes are there, tractors are there. So such types of the material handling devices we have to provide in this particular industrial engineering. Okay, then flow through the production during the production process. So what happen while converting the raw material into the finished goods? Your raw material will move in the number of direction, means it will be moved from one workstation to the another workstation, from second to third, from third to fourth, like that. Their flow is properly defined. If for the same operation, if that raw material is again and again it is coming to the workstation number one, that means repetitive movement is taking place. So such types of the repetitive movements, it should not be happen while in the production line. Therefore initially we have to define the proper flow of the production process, and if I will control all these particular factors in the effective manner, automatically again there is a increase in the productivity and the increase in the profit. So as per the second definitions, what is the requirement of the industrial engineering? It is concerned with the efficient production. Whatever the production line we are designing, that production line will be works in the effective manner. Then designing methods, whatever the new methods we are designing, at that time we have to design your workstation in the proper manner, and their analysis also we have to carry out. Then planning of the worker's job. Some unskilled operators are there, some skilled operators are there, some supervisors are there. So for the respective works, we have to provide that particular works to perform their operations. Then economically handling of the raw material. In order to handle that particular raw material, maybe some small components are there, heavy duty components are there. So for such types of the handlings, we have to provide the special material handling devices, and maximum we have to focus on the flow of production. So how the material will be moved from one station to the another station, how much distance he has to travel, that means from one workstation to the another workstation, how much amount of time is required, how much distance he has to travel. If there is a unnecessary distance, that particular product has to travel. If there is a unnecessary time or ineffective time is there from one workstation to the another workstation, that also we have to consider in the concept of industrial engineering. Then the third definition, as per the American Institute of Industrial Engineering, that is AIIE, he has defined one definition. What is that particular definition? That is development, improvement and implementation of integrated system of people, money, knowledge, information, equipment, energy, material to specify, predict and evaluate the result to be obtained from such systems and the processes. So there is a correlation in the definition number one and in the definition number two. In the definition one also we have discussed, that is there is an integration of people, machine and the material resources. Similarly, as per the American Institute of Industrial Engineer, that is AIIE, he has also developed the same definition, that is development, improvement and implementation of integrated system. Development means we have to go for the development in the existing processes. If I have to go for any improvement, I can go for the improvement in the existing processes, and that new process I have to implement in the industry. But for that purpose, we have to integrate the people, money, knowledge. Knowledge means whether we have to provide the skilled operator or unskilled operator. Information means additional information also we have to provide in order to designing that particular new production line. Then some standard equipments are required, some input energy is required, raw material is also required. So due to which, if all these particular resources are worked together, it will obviously affects on the overall organization. If all these particular resources are applied simultaneously, at that time we have to predict and evaluate the result. What happens if all these particular resources are not applied in any manufacturing process? We have to evaluate their results also. After application of all these particular resources, then also we have to evaluate the results, and at the end we have to go for the comparison. That means without applying the industrial engineering concept in the industry, what will be the profit, and after applying the concept of IE in the industry, what will be the profit, whether it is increases or decreases. That evaluate we have to predict here, and we have to evaluate that, and at the end we can obtain such types of the systems and such types of the standard processes. Once the standard process is defined, we can implement that particular process for your further development. So before applying that particular process directly in the production line, first of all we have to evaluate their results. We have to check whether that new process is working in the effective manner or not. Okay, that evaluations we have to take place in the definition number 3 as per AIIE, that means American Institute of Industrial Engineer. Okay, so these are the 3 important definitions we have discussed related to the definition of the industrial engineer. Now, after the introduction to the industrial engineer, then their definitions. So this is the contribution I have told, that F.W. Taylor and the Gilbert. These are the 2 scientists who has invented this particular concept of IE, or they have developed some standard techniques. So if I will apply that particular techniques in the production lines or any production department, automatically there is a overall development. So the F.W. Taylor is also known as a father of scientific management. It is that F.W. Taylor is one of the scientists who has developed, who has invented this particular concept, and he is also called as a father of scientific management, who has developed some management principles scientifically. So he has developed some of the standard techniques, or he has developed some of the standard methods. So if I will apply that particular standard methods in that particular processes, so automatically there will be the overall development. Therefore, he has also called as a scientific management. And what he has done, he has developed management principles scientifically. Means whatever the techniques he has invented, whether that techniques, if I will apply that particular techniques in any production line or in any manufacturing process, obviously there is a improvement. And which techniques he has developed, that is Taylor contributed by virtue of its work study and the time study. Work study and the time study. Work study, again, it is subdivided into the 2 types. Work study means work measurement and the method study. Method study means eliminate the unnecessary operations. If I will eliminate the unnecessary operation from the operation, from that particular operation processes, or that from that particular operation line, and from that if I will develop the new method or the best method, that concept is called as a method study. I'm repeating, method study is defined as eliminate the unnecessary operations and development of new method, or selecting the best method for the production. That concept is called as a method study. And work study or work measurement means measurement of standard time required for new method or new manufacturing process. Whatever the new manufacturing process we are developing, to particular new manufacturing processes, we have to measure standard time also. We have to measure its standard time also. And that standard time we can measure by using the work measurement. That means in case of a work study, we are discussing about the method study also, and we are discussing about the time study also, or which is also called as a work measurement. Okay, so these are the 2 concepts which are developed by this particular Taylor, that is work study and time study, where whole work is to be broken down into the number of elements. Whatever the work we have to perform, whatever the new process we have developed, so that process I have to break into the number of elements. For example, 10 I have to manufacture one product, and for the conversion of that particular product from the raw material, if I have to perform the 10 number of operation, means what I have to do, I have to go for the analysis of each and every operation. For example, operation number 1, how much amount of time is required to perform that particular operation. Operation number 2, how much amount of time is required, which types of operators are required. That we have to study in the detailed manner. Means I have to broken that particular work in the number of elements. If I will broken that particular work in the number of elements, so I can do the analysis of each and every element in the detailed manner, and through this particular analysis I can eliminate the unnecessary operations and the ineffective time. If I will not break that particular element into number of parts, I am unable to eliminate the unnecessary operations, and I am unable to eliminate the unnecessary time or the ineffective time. So that particular tailor, he has contributed in such a way that is, whatever our work we have to perform, that work I have to break into the number of elements, and whatever the number of elements we have broken, the analysis of each and every element I have to taking place, and through that particular analysis I can eliminate the unnecessary operations, I can eliminate the ineffective time. So this is the major contribution of F.W. Taylor, who has contributed for the work study and the time study. Okay, then he has proposed the following actions. What is action number 1? Collect the data on each element of the work and develop the standard procedure for the worker. Just now I have explained, whatever the work we have divided into the number of elements, so what he will do, he will collect the data of each and every element or each and every operation. If I am performing the 10 number of operations, so according to the F.W. Taylor, he will collect the data of each and every operation. He will collect all the important inputs, all the important outputs related to the each and every elements, and at the end he will develop a one standard procedure for the workers. Means he is performing number of operations, he will go for the analysis, he will eliminate the unnecessary operations, he will eliminate the ineffective time, and at the end he will develop the standard procedure, and through that particular procedure our workers will be work. Then second, train and develop the workers. So according to the F.W. Taylor, as per his requirement, we have to provide the separate trainings, separate classes to that particular workers, also to that particular supervisors also, so they can work in the effective manner. So whatever the new techniques we are developing, whatever modification we are doing in the existing process, so for that particular purpose we have to train our workers. If unskilled operators are working on the machines, it is not possible to obtain that much amount of output. So we have to train our workers, we have to develop them, we have to give the special trainings to them, then and then only they can work in the effective manner. Then strive the spirit of cooperation between the management and the worker. If we'll maintain the proper relation in between the workers and the management, then also all the works will be done in the effective manner. If there is no proper relation between the management and the workers, obviously the workers are not doing their works in the effective manner, they will not work in the sincerely, automatically there is an increase in the production cost. Sometimes the workers are starting the jobs, they are starting the operations, and they will go outside from that particular station. So at that time there may be possibility of breakage of the tool, possibility of accidents. So in order to avoid such types of the situations, we have to maintain the proper cooperation between the managements and the workers, so that the high production cost as good pay. Okay, so the proper cooperation should be there in between managements and the workers. Wages payment system, if the workers are doing their work sincerely, or if he is doing or he is performing their jobs very sincerely, or if he is doing the overtime, then additional wages also we have to provide, because nowadays in the industry, if we are doing the overtime, that additional charges rather than your salary, that additional charges are also given to you. If such types of the facilities we have to provide in the industry to that particular workers, then they can work in the effective manner. That means whatever the wage payment system is there, that wage payment system is also developed by this particular F.W. Taylor. Then eliminate the wastage. Eliminate the wastage means, for example, if the unskilled operators are working on the machines, they are unknown about that operating that particular machine. If such types of the workers are working on that particular station, obviously there is a possibility of wastage, or there may be possibility of scrap. So to avoid the such types of the situations, wherever the skilled operators are required, we have to provide the skilled operators. Wherever the unskilled operators are required to move the job from one station to the another station, at that time we have to provide the unskilled operator. That means elimination of wastage. How to eliminate that particular wastage? That concept is also developed by this particular FW trainer. And training to the workers. That means train and develop the workers or training to the workers. These points are same. So the major contribution of FW Taylor is he has contributed the work study and the time study, means eliminate the unnecessary operations and eliminate the ineffective time, means he will divide your work in the number of elements and analysis of each and every element will be carried out. Then train to the workers, develop the workers. There should be the proper cooperation, proper relation between the managements and the workers. So automatically your productivity will get increases. Then wage payment system. That wage payment system also we have to provide in the industry. Therefore, your all the workers they can work in the effective manner. And elimination of wastage. Elimination of wastage means whatever the wastage, whatever the scrap is taking place, that wastage also we have to eliminate. And in order to obtain all these particular conditions, there are standard techniques. That techniques are developed by this particular FW Taylor. Therefore, he has called as a father of scientific management, who has developed management principles scientifically. That means he has developed that particular concept, he has implemented that particular concept, and then he has checked whether your profit or whether your productivity is increases or not. Therefore, it is called as, or he has called as a father of scientific management. Okay, so today we will stop here. Remaining part we will discuss in the next lecture. Now I will take the attendance. I will not consider this attendance in the chat box. I will call the numbers. I will call the numbers. According to the numbers, you have to give me the attendance. Yes, roll number 1.
Present, sir.
Roll number 2. Roll number 3.
Present, sir.
Roll number 3. Yes.
Present,
Roll
sir.
number 4. Roll number 4. 4. Roll number 5. 6.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 7. Roll number 7. Roll number 8.
Yes, sir.
Roll number 9.
Yes, sir.
10.
Yes, sir.
11. Roll number 11. 12.
Yes, sir.
13. Roll number 13. 14. 15.
Sir, roll
16.
number 14. Hello.
14.
Yes, sir.
16.
Yes, sir.
16. 17. 18.
Yes, sir. 18.
19.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
20. Roll number 20. 21.
Yes, sir.
22.
Yes,
Roll
sir.
number 22.
Yes, sir.
Who is 22?
Sir Rishikesh.
Yes. 23. 23. 24. 25. 25. 26. 27. 28. 28. 29.
Yes, sir.
30. Roll number 30.
Yes, sir.
31. 32.
Yes, sir.
Rohan Kale. 31 is there? 31, 33,
Yes, sir.
33, 34, 35. Yes, 33, 34, 35, 36, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40,
Yes, sir.
41,
Yes, sir.
42,
Yes, sir.
43,
Yes, sir.
45,
Yes, sir.
45, 44 is there, 46,
Yes, sir.
47,
Yes, sir.
48,
Yes, sir.
49,
sir. 49. Yes, sir.
50, 50, 50, 51, 52,
Yes, sir.
53,
Yes, sir.
just a bit,